You're watching Fusion, a collaboration between Millennium Magazine and On Deck with Lucy. This show gets you behind the scenes of all of Millennium Mag's incredible interviews and asks the exciting and edgy questions that On Deck is known for. Fusion gets you closer to your favourite celebrities while giving you another angle to view our incredible guests. I'm Lucy, and today I am joined by the gorgeous VH1 reality star and also best-selling author, Gravano. Karen, thank you for joining us today on Fusion. I want to know about your book, which is Mob Daughter. What do you hope that readers take away from reading it and learning more about yourself and also your father, Sammy the Bull?
You know, I think when I decided to write the book and it was first announced that it was coming out, I took a lot of criticism because people thought I was writing a mob story or, a gangster story. And at the end of the day, I'm not a gangster. But I lived in a certain lifestyle that people are intrigued with. But in my book, there was a message. And it's no matter what you go through in life, as long as you stay strong and true to who you are, you can make it through anything. People felt that I shouldn't come back. I should be embarrassed of who my father is. I should be ashamed of myself. And at the end of the day, I feel that why should a person be ashamed of who they are just because of what someone else did, And that was basically my message. When you stop caring about what people think about you, because I made a lot of mistakes. I'm not saying that I never did not care. I made definitely a lot of mistakes, but I was able to realize that they're my mistakes, learn from them, and push forward. And I really, at the end of the day, I don't care what people think about me. I care unless I personally hurt them by something that I did and not, realize I did. But for me to want to express myself, tell my story, it's my story. And if people don't like it, they don't have to read the book.
How do you think that you have been affected as an individual through being a mob daughter?
I think that, not from my father personally, but from what I felt that I should have been. After my father cooperated, my family turned on me, people in the community, and not only my community, but I felt like society as well, because here's, John Gotti, and it's the Dapper Don, and when my father was a gangster, people would cheer them on when they walked down the block, and then he cooperates, and it's a rat. I should be ashamed of myself. So that's where I felt I let it affect me, because I cared about what other people did, and I made my mistakes. I wanted to be bad. I sold drugs because I wanted to fit in, or I wanted people to think, oh, she's bad, she's cool. Because growing up, I seen what people called bad people get respect, and that's all I wanted. And I let that affect me, and ultimately, I got arrested. My family paid the price. We all did. My father's in jail, my brother, but I'm not saying we're victims. We made those mistakes ourselves. And I think for me, it was coming to terms with who I am, why I made those mistakes, why my father did what he did, and how to learn from it, accept them as my mistakes, and move past it.
You have a daughter, and will you let her read the book, or have you been very open? Because I know that she appeared on the show as well. So how do you how have you seen her change throughout this experience in your journey through being a reality TV star and also an author?
Yes, she did read parts of the book. I basically sat down in terms for a little kid. I told her everything that happened, and I can't hide it because you can go on Google. My father's story is probably bigger than mine could ever be. I mean, I think that he's part of history. So I couldn't hide that, but the only thing for me to do was let her understand why and teach her that that's not the way. We do take my nephew and my daughter to go see my father in prison, and this is what we say. This happens. When you make mistakes or you're bad, you have to pay the consequences of the choices and decisions and things that you do. So we teach them to take away from everything and learn from it.
I have a web show called On Deck with Lucy where we feature the 3 T's of New York: the talent, the trends, and the taste. Okay. You're my talent right now, stood here looking beautiful. What's the key to success? You've shown it through being a top-selling author, through your businesses, through being a reality star. What's the key to success in your opinion?
Sacrifice. I think you have to go through struggles in life to really want something, and you have to sacrifice to be successful. And you have to stay positive, focused, and keep trying. And listen, you might not be a success at everything you do, but that doesn't mean you won't be a success at something else. So keep trying, and never let anyone tell you you can't. You always can, and follow your dreams.
And we also see on Mob Wives that you girls like to get dressed up. You're always looking glam when you go to the parties. What trend do you see taking place here in 2013, especially in New York?
I see a lot of big booty girls now. It's like a new trend, right? It's like ass injections. Oh, can I say that? Ass injections and I definitely see more of like a chic, classy. I mean, we had a lot of like wild things, like colorful things, but back to like the kind of chic, sexy, classy Kardashian
being demonstrated right here. It looks fabulous. And then finally, taste. Give us a taste of what's yet to come for Karen Gravano.
I'm in the process of really revamping my whole life, so you're going to see a lot more to come from me. I'm working on a movie deal, another book in the works. I'm working on a skincare line as well. I mean, I think a lot of things that you're seeing happen now is something that just didn't happen to me overnight. Like I had my book deal prior to being on Mob Wives. I had a movie deal that I, kind of scrapped and starting over again, but I had a movie deal before I came on Mob Wives, so I'm going back and redoing that. Skincare, I've been an esthetician since '96. I owned a day spa in Arizona. I love skincare, anything anti-aging to make you look good, I love. So getting back to developing my own skincare line, that's always been my dream. And Mob Wives has definitely given me a platform to be able to use it as a springboard to be in the public eye and do all this, but there's a lot more to come, a lot more. Maybe my next book is to teach someone how to go through struggles and become an entrepreneur. So, a lot of work in the...
I like the sound of that.